Villain man never ran with crows in his hand and won't stop rocking till he clocked in a gazillion grand. Till in the wasteland sands, rap backs and treasure maps, stacks to the ceiling fan. He rests 20's ashes, ask him after 10 miles in his galoshes, smash his stashes. Chip on his shoulder with a slip-on holster, a clip, a folder, and his grip on a folder. Most of they supposed to know. And so when the horror glow, get from out the road when he get dough was horrible. Time is money, spend weight, save, invest, invest. 10 case of cake with chicken chest, S. Yes, you're on the dump to get your crickles. The best ballers get chin and rub to get a nickels. But tut, he about to change the price again. He go up each time he blow up like hydrogen. Villain here, apples drilling in fear. He won't stop top ill until he a gazillionaire, grill and stare. Yeah, your boy had drama. Got him on a mental plane, avoided bad karma. One soul of inbred, skinhead, a nigga joke. Plus a brand new crew, smoke when the triggers broke. I thought I told him fire and pins were separate. He find out later when he tries to go rep it. Took her to Hope money from Arabic Torah. Charged in advance to translate it and ignored her sorta. One month you don't stop, no slaughter. A junkie with a cop a quarter ton, run a quarter border. Know the drill, it ain't worth the overkill, flow skill. Still, no drill. Fill the blood, 10K bills in the pillar. Villain when it gets roller, split the shit roller with Dilla, mix. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is BMT coming at you right now. We're definitely with this one. Uh, Help me out. I'm definitely being, gets monetized, demonetized. I don't know, shadow banned, whatever they want to call it. But I definitely wanted to talk about this one right here because it's very, very dire of a situation that we're looking at. And honestly, I'm hearing a whole mixed bag of talking points about this. And you would have to start asking some people, so uh, where is this leading? I have the evidence of what's been put before us. What's been put before us about this kind of thing. Let me get on and make sure I at least share it. Share this video. If you want to do me a solid, share the video if you do want to. But I do ask for any types of likes or shares or subscribe. But I want to knock this. I want to at least put my input on. I want to at least put my input on what I feel about this situation. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, get over it," but this is a very drastic showing. This is a very drastic showing of just how bad, um, that literally you really got to be careful, man. Like these wolves are everywhere, man. Let me share. Let me see. Hashtag. Let me put this out here real quick. I gotta put pastor. I don't want to even call him a pastor. There we go. So I'm definitely going to speak about this because this is a very interesting situation of what's happening. And honestly, if we're not going to talk about this or call this out, that's a failure in societal issues as well as men.
If we're not willing to talk about this, uh, this is a grave error, and I'm literally I have all the stuff. I put together some of the stuff. I took my time. Um, I took my time and put together these things so that way y'all can actually do your own discernment of what you think or how this should be perceived. Uh, there's no easy way to go about looking or talking about this type of thing because honestly, if we can't literally say, "Hey, man, like, no place is safe. No place is safe." This is a failure in society, in the community, that we definitely need to call out. And people are taking this as like, "Oh, this is a win." This is definitely not a win. But we have all the stuff that's brought ahead. Um, there was some speculation, but now we have it where as to he confesses as well as his own family confess to about what's happening. So we're going to be playing for y'all the audio as well as showing y'all, um, giving our reaction. This is our reaction and review of what's being said. I do ask y'all to support. I'm not asking y'all for financial donation. I just want y'all to support, as in share the video, so that way we can get this type of information out there. Literally, this is dysfunction at a high tier. And the fact that nobody had even bothered to sit this man down in his church, or they still affiliate with him, they still say God is good, or whatever type of nonsense these people believe in, that just shows you just how bad the home as well as the church has gotten, especially how black people were willing to turn a blind eye. No wonder why certain types of predatory behavior has been allowed to continue in the home or society, and why a lot of these people, young men and women, are doing what they're doing because they're looking at what a lot of the older folks are doing, and they're seeing that this is what they're cool with. They're fine with this type of behavior. They're fine with going along with this. This is very disgusting behavior, and the fact that nobody wants to call it out or shame it or say, "Hey, man, like if we don't start getting in at this talking point, then there's probably going to be nothing left of the home." So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the stuff that we're going to review over. And it's pretty sad. Like I do apologize, y'all. Like I really don't be in a mood so much for doing shows or stuff like that. Like I don't be for doing these type of shows, but I gotta just tell y'all, man, like we really have to start getting at these types of talking points and literally start calling these things out, or there's literally going to be nothing left. Let me go ahead and grab it. Channel. There we go. So I've literally did all the groundwork for y'all. I went found different channels. I did different. I did different sources, so that way. Hey, what's going on, Mella? Um, Mella, I gotta wrench you up, man. I gotta wrench you up. My bad, Mella. Um, I had to wrench you up. Um, hang on. But this is very bad, and so I'm going to dispel all the myths of what's being said about this man. Everything I'm pulling up, everything I'm pulling up is literally factual information that you guys can honestly check out for yourself. That's not out of my mouth, but from that of his immediate family, that from that from what we actually have put together. The young girl is pregnant. The young girl is actually months in already pregnant. So that would mean he had already had been having sex with her before she even turned 18. So you have it where this man of God, as he calls himself, which he's not, has been having sex with a teenager. He's been having sex with a teenager. This is not what we think. This is honestly what the family is confessing to. See, the family, they're like, no, no, this is not the way we're trying to go. A lot of things are coming out. And literally, this man has done a lot of stuff from doggone embezzled his family, his family's money. This is supposed to be that man of God that a lot of people like professing to, but this is what this man does. This man has manipulated. He has had failed marriages. He has literally counseled the girl's mother and father into a divorce. He's counseled the couple into a divorce. The girl's pregnant. She's a few months in pregnant. So we're going to look at everything. But a lot of people say, oh, man, he's good off. You know what I'm saying? No, you're right. You're right. He's a perverted jerk. Yes, he is, Miller. He is very much a perverted jerk. Shout out to Miller about that. You know, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, man. This rabbit hole gets very dark. That's his niece. His niece is a up and coming attorney. She's going to tell y'all some stuff. Shout out to Sticks and Stones. The brother literally is building up his channel. Y'all, please help this brother out. Help this brother Zoe out. Help him build his channel. Y'all can do that by subscribing. We're going to go through that. We're also going to look at, let's see, I think I grabbed the change.org. People are bringing up stuff. They're almost at 5,000. I do support this because literally it is something that literally I'm not for. I'm not for no type of predatory behavior. Yes, I will call him a predator. Now that I'm finding the information I found out, yeah, he definitely comes out as a creep. This man literally got up on the pulpit and is trying to justify, and literally he's buckling under pressure. He's buckling under pressure. I got you. You got it where the members are right here. People right here saying, listen, this is why I left. He keeps on referencing his dad, leads me to believe he was just as sick. Beyond sickening at 18, the fact that someone who is supposed to know God, not let the devil trick you. This is just sick. This man, this is not for me. This is other people, men and women, who are seeing this. And they're like, yo, like, you're not going to get this past us. You get to change.org. You have the this woman, shout out to Janice. She actually has the pictures that we're gonna go over. We got the pictures that she actually has. This man has been watching this girl, and I'm gonna call her a girl, but she is a young girl. This man has been watching this girl since she was 14. This man, Dwight, has been watching this girl since she was 14. He's been around them. He said, I liked her. He liked what he liked. Nobody bothered to call him out. The father didn't think it was bad. Like, hey man, you pushing up too close to my daughter. So we're gonna go ahead and go about I want to just play the snippet. I want to just go ahead and play this, and we're gonna be doing a review. I want to do my reactionary review. I can drop the link. But let me go ahead and get at this. This is very horrible, y'all. Like, I know some people are saying like this is a good thing, but how is this a good thing when this man right here is literally proud to brag off that, hey, um like literally he got this girl pregnant before she was like literally even aware. He got this girl pregnant before she was even aware of even learning about life. That's how sad and jacked up it is. And the fact that you got a lot of cornballs on here saying, well, like, what's the problem? Like, nah, the girl's pregnant. That girl's pregnant. She was pregnant before they even got married. So you have a man of God who knocked up a minor before they even got married. This man didn't follow no rules. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Let me make sure I put that out there. I'm just giving my commentary. Let me grab it. BMT commentary. Okay. I'm just doing commentary. Shout out to Sticks and Stones. All right. Please don't donate to me. Donate to the brother. I'm not here for the money. I just want this stuff to be brought to the forefront of the dysfunction and reckless behavior. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and play the audio of that, and y'all can go ahead and get y'all what y'all perceive from this.
That's here to help kind of give some clarity on all the shenanigans that y'all have been hearing about. Her name is Brittany, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. So, Brittany, the floor is yours.
Okay, what's going on, Zoe and everybody? So my name is Brittany Reed, and I am the great niece of Dwight Reed. I'm also an attorney, but I'm a baby attorney. I live in Louisiana now, but I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. Grew up in Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, so that's me.
So the great niece, her new auntie is 19 years old. So I told you I was gonna go there. We started. We talked that night. That's what we wanted that segment. But just seeing, your reaction, just give us your reaction. I guess how the family is still about happening.
Yeah, so we're just kind of in shock about all of this, and kind of embarrassed, because this is definitely not a representation of our family. But yeah, Dwight has married an 18-year-old, and it's funny because I was actually on the phone talking to my dad this morning about the situation, and he stopped me and he started cracking up laughing. He's like, I noticed you don't say Uncle Dwight anymore. And I was like, damn, like I didn't even peep that. Like, and that's been my uncle for 27 years, but it's like, it's Dwight now. Like, I don't know. So yeah, as a family, we're pretty shocked and embarrassed, and pretty mad. And at this point, since we've all kind of spoken out about it, he's cut us all off. He still has us on Facebook and things, but like won't talk to us. We can't tell him anything about any of this. So yeah, that's where we're at right now.
So let's get at that right there. Let's hit at that right there. And shout out to y'all. Please support Sticks and Stones. This brother's just not growing. Let's help him get over 200 if we can. Subscribe to the brother Sticks and Stones. Help him get over 200. Also support Brittany. We have a young attorney, black attorney. So let's get at that. So the family doesn't support him. I want you to hear that. Let's look at that. Honestly, what does he have in common with an 18? No. See, that's the thing about, they're going to tell you she's 18. See, this is not going to come from me. You're going to hear from the family. So everybody out there running around saying that the family is supportive of this, they're not. He's already cut off contact or communication of talking to his family because they're like, this man don't represent us. They don't even call him uncle, cousin. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. I don't know why anybody tried to make this sense like, oh man, like we should be happy. Like this is an embarrassment. This is a huge L. This man right here, let me make sure I show him. Make sure I show him. This man right here, not my words, because I got no skin in the game. But this man right here is an embarrassment to his own family, who is an attorney and others, because he went off to go marry a child. This man went off to marry a child. They got pictures with them together when she was in middle school, high school, while he counseled her family through into a divorce. The family had a whole divorce about this. So we're now putting together, it's all going to come out. This is the dean of a school, I guess some kind of Christian school, whatever. 63-year-old Bishop Apostolic Temple Dwight Reed has married his former student, alleged counseling client, and church member. 18 to 19-year-old Jordan Godelet. Beginning in 2017, Reed returned to take over as pastor of Christ Apostolic as a dean and as dean of its school. So the church also has a school. The girl would have been 15 to 16 years old at this time. Upon information and belief, it is through his role as dean and counsel that he gained an enrolled to Jordan and began grooming her at a later to be brought in his service and control. He was allegedly accused of similar unethical relationships with young girls in Shreveport, LA, where he previously pastored. He has been married and divorced. Married and divorced 3 times. I want everything that's being read here is going to be talked about. So this man, where everybody's so happy, oh, I'm so happy he finally got a young wife. This man has been married 3 times and failed in 3 marriages. 3 failed marriages. At what point is God interceding in any of these relationships with this man? This girl is number 4. Although the marriage is legal, which it is, the marriage is legal. The breach of ethics and breach of fiduciary responsibility are not. The child was clearly groomed. We need your help asking the Monet's district attorney's office and police department to open up an investigation to Dwight Reed. If you have additional information, email it. While Jordan may think this is okay, she has been conditioned to think so. Please click the link. So you literally have it here. Other victims speak for themselves. So you have it right now. This is growing. This was just started. More people are signing 4 and 5 minutes ago. Shout out to the people who are signing. I support the people who sign. This happened 4 or 5. This literally happening where this girl has been dealing with this man since she was 14. Since she was 14. They have pictures of this man as as the dean of a school with this minor. They have pictures. You guys ready? Let's get back to it.
About the marriage?
Yeah.
Facebook.
So they found out about the marriage on Facebook.
Yes. I saw their photos together. There were 2 photos. She was in a wedding dress sitting on his lap in one, and then the other one they were standing up. And I actually don't get on Facebook very often. I'm more of an Instagram, Twitter, Facebook for little people. So I actually sent them a screenshot of it, and I was like, what is this? So that's how I found out that they were married.
Facebook. There was no hey, family is doing anything. You was just, you gonna find out. The girls find out.
Yes. He did call me a few months before that, and he told me he had met a woman, because it's no secret that Dwight was trying to find a wife. That was his agenda. Everybody knows it. And we were just like, kind of like, you're old at this point. Like, give it up. Like, it's fine if you're single for the rest of your life. Like, that's fine. But so he called me. He's like, I met this woman. She's kind of younger. But, this was God. God did this, and the circumstances and the way it happened. And I was just kind of like, oh, okay, but didn't know her name, didn't know how old she was at that point, nothing. And a few months later, I get the screenshot from my dad, and we're all like, what? And then we're all like, where are her parents? And then we find out her mom is totally against it, but her dad was on board the whole time and even helped facilitate the wedding and things like that. So it was, it sucks for us. And when I went home to Iowa for Christmas, at that point in time, no one in the family had even after they were.
So let's get at that. But everybody, I always hear this talk. Well, if the father was home, if the father was in the house, if the father was there, if the father, right? And here we have it where the father was there. The father was there. It looks like depending on the state, age of consent can range from 16. Listen, y'all can do that. That's fine. I have no problem with y'all doing it. Illmatic. That's fine, Illmatic. But what I'm pulling out is this. This man has been messing with this kid, this girl, because literally she's a kid to me. She's a child. No matter what anybody tries to say, you can't bring her into a club. She can't drink. She can't buy a pack of cigarettes. There's not really much she can do. I'm not saying you're saying that, but there's not really much she can do. And the father is just weak. The father's weak. This is a weak man, a pathetic man that didn't even have the balls to stand up for his own child and say, hey, screw off. No man in his right mind that actually gives a damn about his child would ever facilitate and walk his child into hell. Now, I know y'all gonna say, well, in some countries, yeah, I get it. A woman's value in some countries, down the shitter. That's why I always find it interesting when people talk about other countries, and I'm like, well, what's the value system of a woman? I say it doesn't really work because if you a grown man, I'm gonna tell you right now, the age of consent in South Carolina is 16, right? If I a grown man, right, and caught in the car with a 16-year-old girl, they're taking me to prison. They're taking me to jail. There is nothing I can say. There is nothing. I don't think people understand when they talk about the age of consent. I don't think they actually understand what that really is. And hang on, let me go call somebody. Let me call somebody. Because I'm gonna go call a legal representation for somebody. Let me go get somebody for this. Let me go get somebody. Because people don't understand the age of consent is not really what y'all think or how y'all trying to explain it. Hang on. Let me see if I can get lucky for y'all. Right? Because when people talk about age of consent, that does not mean that of a man. Me, a full-grown man, I have the consenting right to have a sexual relationship with a 6-year-old. I do not. I can go to jail for that. Okay? Hang on. Let me see if I can do a solid for y'all. Okay, I want to grab something for y'all. Hang on, let me see if I can get somebody. Let me see if I can get somebody. Mm-hmm. I just spoke to old gal just a few minutes ago. So I need to go grab it. I want you to understand age of consent is not how people keep on trying to play it out to be, right? And that's the thing about it. I try to tell people, like, listen, man, that doesn't pan out very well in court. When you talk about consensual representation, like, it doesn't work. Because if that's the case, then shouldn't that be like that for like getting into the military? I don't. What's going on, D. Darrell? Oh, D. Darrell, please come through when you get a chance. The age of consent. People walk a slippery slope when they talk about that. Like, this is why I say y'all got to watch out when y'all have these discussions talking about age of consent. Let me get back to it. I'm going to call the person while we're doing this. I'm going to go get in touch with the person. But let me go get at it and actually grab the proper information. Age of consent is just a way for dirty old men to get into the. I agree. I agree. I do not. I don't get mixed up with it. I tell a lot of brothers, you're playing. Like, you got right. No, Doug, you're right. But you got to have permission. And literally, there was no type of permission, because if one parent is not cool with it, then guess what? Let's say you said, well, the mother said it's fine. No. If the parents aren't on board, that child can't do it. Like, I've seen it happen where kid wants to get on the bus. One parent said that's fine. The other parent says no. Guess what? That kid can't get on the bus. It has to be a 100% because they have guardianship. Let's get back at it. This is from, and again, this is the niece of the pastor. She is a legal attorney. She's a law-abiding attorney. Let's get at it. Fair use. Shout out to Sticks and Stones. Check him out. Y'all can look it up. I got everything in the description below if y'all want to do the review also. I just asked for y'all to share this. Let's get this out there and let's talk about this, okay?
Mary had met her yet. We haven't even met the girl.
So the family never even met this girl.
So it's all very strange. And we're a very loving and family and kind of understanding, and we would have like, which we're doing now, like ripping him a new one for lack of a better term. However, we would have tried to help protect Jordan in the situation and like help her, and I think that's why he kind of kept us away from her and still keep us away from her. Because like once if we got in there and knew the real tea, we would be like, hell no, hell to the no. So yeah.
And everybody watching, Jordan is the wife.
Yes.
So what was your relationship like with the white? I guess it's the white now. What relationship with the white back before this?
It was okay. So he had been around when I was younger. He was in and out of like jail, federal prison a few times. He moved to Texas to Louisiana, so we didn't really see him often. Once we road tripped down to Shreveport from Iowa, the whole family in the RV, to meet him and his ex-wife, now ex-wife, things like that. But he'd been ghost for a while, some years. And my dad was like, oh, he's in jail, or oh, he's doing his own thing, whatever. So a few years ago, he came back to Des Moines, Iowa to live full-time. And he kind of started changing a little bit. Like all of a sudden, he's a man of God and this and this and that. And, you know, he's always been our cool, you know, funny, laid-back uncle kind of thing. You know, drink with us, whatever with us. So then I kind of raised my eyebrow because I'm just a skeptic kind of person. And I don't believe a zebra really changes its stripes. But the rest of my family, oh, he's changed and he's going to have our back and do this and that. And so we started to build up our relationship more. And during that time, so I entered law school in Louisiana in 2017. So then we kind of kept in contact. He would give me like advice about like keeping my head afloat, things like that. But his intention was for me to like go back to Iowa and like basically work for him as an attorney and do things he needed me to do, kind of thing. Like he would buy me a law office, this and that. So the relationship was pretty good. I mean, he came to my graduation. I only had 4 tickets at that time because of COVID. Because he was one of the people, he's like, I'll support you, you know, in your endeavors, whatever they are. So in a sense, I kind of feel like I was groomed in a way, try to be pre-groomed, but for like scamming and like money. So I can totally see how he would be grooming Jordan to try to be his wife on some like weird stuff for his personal agenda. But I mean, we have a pretty good relationship. He has a pretty good relationship with the rest of the family. But now it's like totally broken. And like he didn't mention this to anybody. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like that right there, that's how you know you're wrong.
Yeah, that's real. So I mean, you kind of mentioned it, but the people like in that circle, like the people at that church or whatever, what's unsaid over there for them to feel like this is okay, like not really being counted?
So I want you to understand this, and this is straight from his own niece, who said that even she felt like she was being groomed. She felt like she was being groomed. Even she felt like she was. This is the niece of him that said that even she felt like she was being groomed for a lot of his stuff, his deviancy. This man has been in and out of prison. So don't say he's been a long time pastor. He's been in and out of prison. And he's also done a lot of things that have been questionable, unethical. So please, let's not try to write off that, hey, this man, and I don't know why people, whenever they want a rebirth or they want a renewing, they always like going to goddamn Texas and Atlanta. Something about whenever you feel like you messed up in life, go down south. You can always get a rebirth. Now, I have to question the men that support him and the men and women that are for this type of behavior. Because if the family literally the woman herself. Let me make sure I show this again. Yes, he has a prison record too. I know, a pastor with a prison record. So you gotta understand, this same dude has been incarcerated multiple times, has 3, let me make sure I get that right, 3 failed marriages. Why do we keep letting the people that keep going that are repeated offenders keep going? Why do we allow them to speak in the church? See, this is how you know, if you ever want to come up, just go to church. If you ever want to come up, just go to church. I can promise you. Let me see if this thing is getting updated. I can promise you. It's at 329. Where's it at right now? Where's it at right now? Loading up. I can promise you that literally this man has been doing some crazy, outlandish stuff. Like, do not be fooled by a man in the cloth. Do not be fooled by the man of the cloth. Not this type of man. Because the family themselves said, and out of her own mouth, the family said, if they knew he was doing this, they would have got young Jordan out of that. So you have it where his own family would have tried to get the little girl out of the relationship. So you already know they weren't even for the doggone shenanigans. Nobody was trying to support this man doing this in his family. They're like, yo, this don't represent us. And I'm going to try to go find his prison record. I might have to go try to find it.
Or just kind of going off it, you know? Like, do you have an idea?
I really don't know. And that's kind of why it's so hard for us as a family, because the people who surround Dwight, they're very cult-minded. So it's hard for us to penetrate them to even figure out what's really going on, like what the real dirt is and what they even really think. And even if they were scared or like didn't agree with it or things like that, are they going to say anything? Like, we don't know. And then also too, they're so loyal to Dwight. It's like they might tell us one thing and then run back and tell him everything we said. So we don't really know. But from my understanding, more and more people are starting to see that this is not right, and are starting to speak up within the church. And I just hope that more do.
Okay. I hope they do too, because I guess like no, what's done is done is done. So like moving forward, what are some things that you guys as a family like see happen in this situation?
In this situation, I can't really speak to the rest of my family, but I'm pretty sure that they would also agree with this. So I personally, though, I want to see accountability. That's what I want, and not only for
black male accountability. Oh man, that word right there should never be used together.
Pressurizing young women, but also there are a lot of unethical and illegal financial things going on, not only with Dwight but within the church under his control. People need to be held accountable for that. There are church members. The church has a legal counsel signing off on different documents and things. And then now we have this, basically a child marriage. So it's kind of like, what else is going on there? And where's the accountability? So that's what we want to see. We want to see accountability, and we want people to be restored back to their, just and right position. Like Jordan needs her childhood back, her teenage years back.
Yeah.
And we need our family estate back. Things like that.
Okay, so you just said family estate. It helps us watching. What do you mean by family estate? What's going with that?
Yeah, so Dwight now owns 100% of all of my great grandparents' properties, which would be his parents' properties. There are 3 surviving children from my great grandparents. One of the surviving children is my grandfather, so Dwight's brother. Dwight somehow now owns 100% of everything. He lives in my great grandparents' mansion that's in his name. He owns the church property, the entire Christ Apostolic Temple properties in his name, 100%. And the other property that the church has buildings on, he owns all those. That was a little fishy to me, so I looked into the Polk County land records, because when people die, estates have to be distributed equally. And my grandfather lives in the project government housing in Des Moines, Iowa. Something wasn't clicking to me. And then I knew Dwight had just popped back up, and I also knew that my papa, before his health started to seriously decline, had banned Dwight from the church, took him out of his will and everything. So, like, how the hell does he have everything?
Yeah.
The land records indicate that, so my great-grandfather died first. My uncle then becomes power of attorney for my great-grandmother, Willa Mae Reed. Shortly before she dies, she signs over all her properties to Christ Apostolic Temple Incorporated for the amount of $1. So it's as if she donated everything she had to the church. Which, if that's what her will is, that is fine. That's her will. That's what her desire was when she died. However, Dwight signed all these documents for her as her power of attorney.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, fine. A little weird, but fine. She dies, and then a month after she dies, the church does the exact same thing that my grandmother did before she dies. But, so they transfer all that property to Dwight in consideration of $1. So it's like they gave him the property back. So when my grandmother died, it looked like she died with nothing.
So we now have it where this man has finessed. This man has finessed, and I do apologize about that, y'all. I hope y'all were hearing everything being said. Look like we got a pretty good powerhouse team. I want y'all to make sure y'all grab this stuff. Miss Exile, I know you've been listening. Didero, I know you're in the church sector, so bro, I don't even know how you missed this one, but this is a lot. This is a lot. So now the family, all their assets and all their stuff has been taken from the church. And y'all gotta understand, man, this is getting more and more and more bad as it goes. The families are not proper. The families are not with this type of, like, you already heard what that woman said. Listen, that girl, I'm calling her a girl, but she's 18. She can't drink. She can't smoke. No matter how many times y'all try to say age of consent, it will never pan out if a cop pulls up and I'm in a vehicle with a teenager. There's nothing. Try to explain that story to me as a grown man. Why would I be in a car with a 17-year-old or 18-year-old? Well, she's legal. It's never.
I don't know what's worse about this story, BMT, the grooming or the sicko that's gonna sit here and prey on somebody on their dying bed. Like, this is crazy, man.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt anybody, and I usually wait my turn. I would just like to speak on something. Like, you made the comment that it doesn't matter her age, and I 100% agree with you. My question is this: what type of man We're not even going to sit there and say man of God, because honestly, I feel like that would be a slap in the face. What kind of man that has matured enough to be a potential widower would go so far as to groom a child? Not only that, but there people are talking about age of consent. All that means is now he can publicly display her, because grooming means you've been putting in work well before. And when I say work, I mean you have been indoctrinating, you've been brainwashing or trying to convince, shift the. Let's say how let's see how I want to present this. Shift the narrative of what it is that she needs to do to please you and why. Okay. As in, a daddy sitting here grooming a little girl to be a wife from a man's perspective. And then you're going to then try to become her mate. That's disgusting. That's beyond disgusting. And I understand, I feel like right now I'm saying pretty much what the entire audience is agreeing with, or how they feel. But when I sit there, I'm sorry, I'm talking so slow and so low because I'm livid. And I feel like I am trying to maintain, as a mother and as a wife, I am trying to maintain my composure. I have a little girl, and my biggest fear is for something to happen to me, and then something to happen to my husband, for my children, because there's many of them, to go into the hands of somebody like this who wants to then try to prep my children to grow up to be, something specific to them. We give so much, we give so much shit to what's his man, what's that man's name that sat there and had the little Asian girl, the white man, Woody Allen? Is that
Woody
it?
Allen. Yeah.
I'm sorry for, I don't mean to disrespect your page. If my language gets out of line, please feel free to correct me, okay? But we give so much shit to Woody Allen for prepping and proning his adopted daughter. But now, whenever it's looked at in the black community, people are turning their heads and trying to say, trying to go ahead and give him a pretense because it's under God. Nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in the Word. This is the 33 books, this is the 66 books, this is the 180 books. Nowhere in that does it say anything about it being acceptable under the gaze and the eyes of God to sit there and try to prone a child to be a mate for yourself.
So
Nowhere does it say that.
so let me get to D Darrell, and thank you. I knew you were gonna come in hard with that. D Darrell, I know you. I know the sector that you're in right now. What's your thoughts about this? And I know you are a licensed therapist. I don't even know
Pre-
what the hell for this goddamn
yeah,
thing. It's a lot, man.
appreciate you for having me on, man. I actually heard about this in the I first heard about this story. The first person I heard that saw it was actually a lady from the she's kind of in the church sector, and they covered different issues within the church. And this was one actually about maybe a week ago by the name of Miss Furlow, and I actually had this talk with a couple of guys in the manosphere about this, and then I saw a couple of people kind of did a video on this, but I was appalled that this happened. That a guy this age, and they're trying to legitimize this through the church and so forth. And it to me it's very troubling how we use religion in ways that are outside of what it was intended to be used for. And as we've seen in many different religious sects and so forth, the misuse of religion to cover up people's pathologies and sicknesses and perversion. And the thing about it, as the lady just talked about, the grooming process for this, you just didn't decide to marry someone once they turned 18. this may have been 2-3 years in the making of you interacting and potentially having sex with a minor. I don't know if that happened or not, but I would presume that the interaction just didn't start when she made 18 years of age. But the sickest thing about it is that church sat there and they gave it a, they co-signed this. And this is this is probably one of the biggest extremities as it relates to age. But this happens a lot more. This is a lot more common in churches than is actually reported. I mean, usually there's a lot of situations going on where you got 20-year-olds marrying 60-year, that sort. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. Go ahead, man.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. He somehow dropped out.
So I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play this portion. I want y'all. Like I said, I'm trying to cover everything I can for you guys. Let me pull them right back. There you go. I got you. There you go. Go ahead, bro. And it is confirmed that it is confirmed that Jordan is pregnant. So the baby, the 18-year-old girl, I'm not gonna call her baby. Well, technically she is a child. She is pregnant. So those pictures that I was showing y'all at her wedding, she's pregnant. So
that means she was having sex with him probably when she was under 18.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
we of us who are parents, we can do the math and start.
Right.
She's a small one. This is her. This is her.
She looks about 3 or 4 months pregnant.
Right. This is her. She just graduated. So
wow.
You understand that literally. And also if you pull up the change.org, the change.org, he's also the dean of her school as well as the counselor of her parents that got divorced. So while they were getting divorced, the pastor was dealing with the daughter and having his way with her. So this gets darker and darker down the rabbit hole. I don't like. I could have. This is really jacked up. So
all I'm gonna say on this is, for the church to have the audacity to try to justify this and not see that, I say that because there are so many times people want to have religious debates with me, and I really don't do religion because I have a different viewpoint, because I see things that a lot of people either see and it makes them uncomfortable, so they don't want to mention, or they just don't see. And the fact that this is literally this is the equivalent to the serpent in the garden. I mean, well, the actual version of what happened. We're not gonna get into that because we got a long. I don't know how long your show is, but at the end of the day, this is literally the equivalent to that. This man sat there and tried to distract. He used the distraction that was going with the parents. Why? Because the parents are the initial guardians over their children. Then he sat there and utilized the distraction to sit there and try to become intimate with this lady or sit there and start proning her. I mean, she does not look, she still looks, honey, she still got pimples. I have a little girl right now who's about to graduate high school. Okay. This is beyond appalling. That was only 2020. 2020 was not that long ago. It was not. And then for this man, while these people are going through a divorce, to be sleeping with your daughter, I'm not even gonna, this is so appalling. We don't even need to go into details that would literally add insult to injury. And, that would be where they were sleeping, how they were getting there, who they were talking about, who knew what, we're not even going to get into all of that. The fact that you sat there and call yourself a pastor or a deacon or anything that is in the church, and then these people are co-signing for you, this is literally a perfect example of what I call sheeple. These are people that will go ahead and do They will follow along with whatever they hear because it sounds good, and then they somehow have a false sense of loyalty. And then they will sit there and do everything under the sun to sit there and try to please these people without using your own cognitive skills to be able to sit there and assess the situation.
So let me ask this question. We have two fathers, and I want to just know, and any other fathers in the chat, would you be fine walking your daughter down the aisle for this?
Hell no. It wouldn't even. It would never go down like this. I mean,
I don't know how close to. I'm sorry, sir. I interrupted you. Please feel free to continue. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't even entertain the thought of an old ass man asking me to take my daughter's hand.
But
and I have two adult children, 2 adult daughters. Even as adults, and I have a daughter that's 24, and I have another daughter that just turned 21. If I saw a man 40 that's my age or older, we would have some problems.
Now,
like literally.
But D-Darrell, the talking point now that I'm hearing from a lot of men, he has money, he has status, he's not no young man that just gonna knock her up, which that's ironic, but he has all kind of stuff going for him. Why would you or Exile, as well-to-do fathers and men, why would y'all not send your daughter into a very prominent position? She's going to be the first lady of a church. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be honored.
Baby,
so this is the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll go.
No, hold on. Exile is actually right here.
Sorry, I was doing something for the kids. What's up, bro?
I'm saying, would you be fine with handing off your daughter to this type of situation? Walking her down the aisle, Miss Exile sitting there, y'all walking her down the aisle to get handed off to a man of God, like in the same age bracket, like a different age bracket, like 63, 4, whatever. Would you be fine with handing your daughter off? Money, status?
Yeah, I'm gonna make the movie Wedding Crashers 3. I'm gonna crash the hell out that wedding. I'm gonna destroy the hell out that wedding.
Now somebody says, now hang on, now I'm just saying this, brother. I know somebody's saying this is not the man of spirit talking points, but believe it or not, there are a lot of men in this space that are actually happy for this. I know y'all don't believe me. D-Darrell, if I'm lying, you call me out. I'm telling y'all right now, I just been to one whole chat where literally me and 2 other guys were saying, yo, this is wrong. This is not. There's no way in my mind as a father I'm going to feel comfortable with an older man coming to say, I'm interested in your 17-year-old daughter. And he is
as 16. A man of God, BMT, the word says, don't touch not a hair on the children's head. That man was touching a hair and then some on that child's head before she was of age.
Now, I'm showing y'all, and I want y'all to see. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. No, I've been scratched. I know there. Yeah. Like, I'm showing y'all this girl is pregnant already. That means missing with that wait after marriage talking point, because there was no waiting after marriage. The daughter,
she looks about 4 months pregnant. She looks about 3 or 4 months pregnant, which meant that it was about 4 or 5 months. If we're going to sit there and add on gestational weeks and everything else like that, that they were sleeping together, which was well before they got married. BMT, I wanted to sit there and say something. I understand you asked the men. I don't know how many women are in your chat, in the audience, but I just wanted to go ahead and give my viewpoint. As far as I'm concerned, no. My daughter is supposed to have the right to be able to sit there and get with somebody that's her age if she chooses to. Bump her head, make mistakes, fuck it up, get it wrong, and then be able to rebuild. To be able to learn a lesson and then to be able to rebuild and and then to be able to grow into the person that she needs to become, or that she decides that she wants to become. This is a young lady. This is a baby girl. Okay, you don't have to say it. I will. She's she's 18. That is literally 2 years away from my daughter, my oldest daughter, because my youngest is 7 years old.
And she's still in a child's mind frame at that age.
Exactly. Right
Are they
now, she is
are
a
they still are
baby.
they really still in the child mind frame?
Yes.
Like, or can they be taken as adults serious? Like, I'm just asking
The
y'all and all
the
can we
the,
take them as adults?
the
Well,
reason the reason
legally,
why they
as
wasn't
far as
serious.
legal decisions, we have to take them as adults. But as far as perceiving their mind frame and being a parent of your 18-year-old child, there might still be some lessons to be taught there. You don't stop teaching them just because they're 18.
What about you, D Darrell? Like, I know you done
Man,
talked to thousands of this. What's your thoughts?
so when you look at this, particularly just it's see this speaks. I know this is maybe not a manosphere talking point, but they're the same ones that claim the issues of women claiming hypergamy. When this is a classic sense of hypergamy, a younger woman dating a man, quote unquote, older, established, mature, and has everything. So how are you going to criticize women for being hypergamous? And then at the same time, when somebody practices hypergamy, then you're going to say it's okay in a sense of her dating a man that's 60 plus years older than that, 70 years older than that. That makes no sense.
But but hold on,
It,
but they do it in other countries. What do you say when they say they do it in other countries?
Well, that's under other countries. We're not in. See, we can't compare and contrast other countries because if that's the rule that they want, which I don't agree with, that's their rules. But we cannot compare and contrast other countries when we only can deal with what's going on in the reality that we live in. We live in this country. So what if it happens in that they have child prostitution in other countries too? Is that what you want this to be a reality in this country? Let's just be honest. you know so the thing about it is that a component that we're not discussing is the fact that this man and people who support this, it's all about the fact of you dating a younger woman that are, well, barely a woman per se, being that she's 18 legally, and the fact that this girl is entering into a situation in which she is powerless and she's up for the manipulation of an older man, both emotionally, psychologically, and financially. And the fact that these guys are co-signing that, because it would not be an easier task for someone who was 20, 30, or 40 years older than her. And
can I
there's a
piggyback off what
there's
you
a
said?
lot of guys that like that power dynamic of a man having the ability to hold a woman under his
Wait.
tutelage and dictate what happens in her life with all those things that he possesses.
Let me
Yeah.
play this. Let me play this for y'all. I know y'all. I
Hold on.
know. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm getting something ready. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I literally kind of wanted to piggyback off of something that the other gentleman said, and I also kind of wanted to answer that question that we had before. So I'm gonna try to do it quickly at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Beforehand, whenever you ask my husband if she's still, is she an adult? My answer to that would be no. Whenever a person reaches age of maturity, that means that they are now reintroduced to be able to go into society in a way to where they are now responsible for their own consequences. Okay, so the reason I sat there and put it like that is because a lot of times, whenever you're dealing with parents or whenever you're dealing with teenagers, those who are parents, we understand that our kids, they act like they want a lot of responsibilities. They'll sit there and push the envelope, but whenever it is time for the consequences to literally fall, they fall upon us. We sit there and carry that load and that weight. And so whenever they reach the age of maturity, because I'm not going to say the adult age, it's the age of maturity, that is societal standards. That is not the standards of the parents. That is societal standards that sit there and tell them that they are old enough to now be able to sit there and deal with their own level of consequence. That's the only thing that means. And if she's just 18, she is literally just like whenever we have babies, and from the ages of, the first few months to they get 5 and 6 and 7 years old, how they have to learn how to walk, they have to learn how to eat, they have to learn how to, she has to learn how to live in a life to where now she has to hold herself accountable for her own actions and her own consequences of said actions, which is partially how the accountability is actually created and things of this nature, and it's learned. Now she's just in a predicament to where she can start doing that for herself. What they are doing is putting her in an entire stance to where literally, first of all, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit there. I need somebody to explain to me how this man is not narcissistic. And when I say narcissistic, I'm not talking about, arguing points. I'm not sitting there and talking about any of that. What I'm saying is literally he has an audience of church followers that are almost like, that are, what is that?
Miss Exile, let me get to that. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Let me get to all that. Okay. I'm telling y'all. I laid out all the stuff for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all everything, okay?
So it's like they gave him the property back. So when Ursula died, it looked like she died with nothing, so there was nothing to distribute to his heirs. Then all of a sudden he gets everything back. Everything's in his name.
Wow.
Yeah. And lawyers have to be involved, notaries have to be involved, witnesses have to be involved. The Polk County land records have all that. They have all the printout. I mean, you can print it out, you look at it. And the people who are signing these things are church members that have been there for a while.
Oh, Solid.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Yes.
This story just has so many red flags. So many red flags.
And
that's
like,
straight.
Yeah, and so it's like he needed to quickly find someone he could manipulate into quickly marrying him, one, and quickly having babies with him too, because he wants a son so bad because he has broken relationships with his 2 daughters. And he wants to keep all that money that he stole and all the property that he stole for himself and keep it within his little confine of his little weird family that he's trying to master manipulate.
Right. That's why. So you said married kid. So is she having a kid?
Yes.
Like right now, she's pregnant.
Yes. That's actually what my dad and I were talking about this morning, because my dad, I believe, someone close to Dwight called my dad and told him that she was pregnant. And then when my dad and I were talking about,
the family confirmed she's pregnant.
He's like, he's wondering if she was pregnant before they got married.
How far along is she?
We don't know. But I guess we'll find out when they have the baby.
I mean, we gonna have to. I mean, you can't read about that. So when that baby come out, when that baby come out.
Yeah.
Well, that's wild. So my question is, you said you grew up in Iowa. Did you ever go to that church? And if you did, like, what was your experience there?
Yeah, we would go. When I was very, very little, I'd go to Sunday school.
Now I want y'all to see this because this was brought up again. So we know that she's pregnant. Now, unless she's carrying the Holy Ghost in her belly, most women don't know that they're pregnant until how far along are they? Come on, I know we got a mom on the panel, and I've had children.
Right. Most women don't know they're pregnant until about, honestly, like 12 weeks. They don't know they're pregnant until about 1 or 2 months. Sometimes 3 or 4. Yeah. She knew she was pregnant. That was about 4 almost 5.
That would mean that they would have had sex. And usually that's when that phone call for all of us 3 guys on the panel. When we get that phone call, hello, my cycle didn't come on, Dwight. Huh? What do you mean, baby? Yeah, my cycle didn't come on. Oh, snap. Now, I'm gonna tell you from a young lad's perspective, that's usually some of them get the marriage scare. Whereas to, oh snap, I got this one pregnant. Now you already know he has children already that he is not in a good relationship with. He has 3 failed marriages. He's been incarcerated multiple times, and he has taken all of his family's heirloom land and property in church. I'm willing to bet, because her dad is a minister of the church, I'm willing to bet he got paid. He got paid for
Oh,
it.
gotcha.
And so,
Gotcha.
so here's the thing, but I want, because this is something that's going to really be the nail in the coffin. He did a confession. How better to protect yourself than do a confession in church?
In other words, I don't give your narrative or your version of what happened, what transpired, and then how try to make it to where you're the victim and everybody wants to sit there and feel bad and forgive you. Genius.
Now I gotta get this out there. Shout out to J.I. I support the pastor marrying a legal age woman. Y'all better check. I love J.I. Y'all better check the Bible. You don't read and see how old Abraham was marrying chicks, and marrying Joseph 18 and up is fair game. You're fair about that, J.I. Shout out to J.I. Financial abortion. Sign the financial abortion petition. J.I. J.I. is my little brother, man. Go ahead.
I just got done reading the infancy of Jesus as well as the infancy of Mary. And I was reading about how her parents conceived her, and then how she was 14 when she got the message that she was supposed to sit there and go with Joseph. But Joseph was already a widower, didn't even want to deal with her. And literally after he married her, he left for 6 months. And then she popped up pregnant, AKA he didn't touch her. Just saying. But
we have it right here. I always love it whenever pastors get caught. The first thing they always do is run up to the front of the pulpit and start doing their testimony. They do their testimony confession, so they can say, I told y'all. Let me play this real quick. He has 42 watching, and I'm going to show y'all what people are saying in the chat, as well as the feedback of this. Let's get it popping. Yep, give God some glory. Praise God. Praise God.
Has God done anything for you? Come on and tell him thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Been so good to us. I said he's been so good to us.
This is the same dad he stole all their money and all their stuff.
I don't care what kind of storm you in right now, God is all right. I said God is all right anyhow. You can't make the devil steal your joy. Tell him I got joy anyhow. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. You know how to praise God in spite of. Every time you come to church, man, you got to give God some glory. Because he's been so good. He's been so gracious unto us. Today is a special day.
Show your wife.
It's my father's birthday. I shouldn't say my father, our father. He was a father to everybody.
Oh yeah, there she is. She with her hiding.
Oh, look at Jordan. And Jordan over there. Oh my God. He looks like a kid. That is a child. That is a kid. Oh God.
That is a baby.
That's a child, man. God dang.
And not only that, but you see how they sat there and tried to cover her. So obviously they even know what's going on. They literally tried to cover her. You know what?
Hey, let her rock. Let her rock. Oh man, this is it. Worse as it goes, man.
And you are not going to destroy this church.
You can't muzzle me and destroy this church.
Mm. That's why I have church outside. I don't deal with like.
You cannot understand that if God hadn't have brought me here, everything that my mother and father built would have closed down. The school would not be in existence. That studio wouldn't be there. And this church wouldn't be here.
Yo, this is yo, he's bragging about everything he did. He took the church to school.
Right. I said that's all materialistic stuff.
Oh, let him do his confession. This is clapback.
So the school payroll is $17,000 a month. Yeah, that school up there. The payroll $17,000 a month. The studio payroll is $16,000 a month.
Wait, are you in the show?
That's $33,000 a month. The school charges $250 for a family. If you got 4, it's $250, and I think the price went down to $125. What's that, Monica? So $125 a month.
I just want y'all to understand. This is interesting that the same time the family is having legal ramifications with fighting to get this stuff back, now he wants to talk about, let me tell y'all how much I only charge people. Hit dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. Listen, man, no matter how y'all try to slice it, that is a kid. That's a kid, man. Y'all can't listen, bro. There's no way y'all could ever get me to sell a pack of cigarettes or anything to that over there, man. Like, there's nothing y'all could do to get me to say, hey, can we get Jordan to stand up? Can we get a picture of Jordan standing up? There is nothing y'all could get me to do to sell that.
Hold on, BMT.
I mean,
for all the women out there, look at her hair.
Let me grab her me here. That's a just me goddamn hairstyle.
Right. We all know that whenever we were younger, growing up, we were always trying to have more adult hairstyles so we could look older. Look at the hair. Look at the style of, look, ladies, we know. That's a baby. Look at that. Look at that. That's a baby.
Yo, there's no way y'all gonna be able to sell that. There's no way. Move that damn sign. There's no way y'all gonna be able to sell that right there. Hell no. Oh hell no. Like nah, Dwight. There's no way. Yo, this is so bad, man. There's no way. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but I have to because there's no way. There's no way y'all can play that card out. Like, no wonder why. Listen, if anybody in their right mind saw this, they'd be like, "Hey, man, what is going on here with this? Like, what's really happening?" Let me get back to it. Let me get back to his confession. Let me get back to the man of God from confession. I encourage anybody to do your due diligence, research this stuff. This is me showing y'all what he and his family are saying. This is it. So he's talking. Listen, man. Hit dogs holler, man.
students that we have, that ain't no 17,000 a month.
Oh, so he said 80 or 90 students, that ain't no 17,000.
And then half the folk that go to the school, they don't even pay.
So he's saying y'all black people don't even pay. How y'all gonna judge me? Y'all don't even pay money.
You're talking about the money, Steve? Where is it at?
Why should money even be a discussion for a pastor?
Hey, Exile, if we ask that question.
The school.
The studio.
Trying to keep alive what my mother and father started.
Oh man, it's a church family.
So I'm feeling some kind of way today.
Bring Jordan to the stage.
On my father's birthday.
Can you turn the volume up, BMT? It's kind of hard to hear.
That today of all days, I ain't with it.
Today, all day, you ain't with it.
And then we got a preacher down in Houston. Running his mouth as a homosexual.
He called out preachers now.
Let me just get on here now.
What you ain't with, Reverend? Speak. What you ain't with?
What's the word Reverend do wrong?
Why you talking about that? Why you talking about same-sex marriage?
Wow.
Get him! Jesus, get him, black.
The Bible says that marriage is honorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, show your wife, Pastor. Show your beautiful wife.
Say that. Show your wife.
Show your wife, Pastor.
You let the devil trick you, and then somebody talking about they agree because they was molested in the town. I didn't molest you.
Show Jordan. Show.
But he's not talking about her. He's talking about a man. He ain't talking about her. He can't be. Because, baby, you're right. You didn't molest her. You straight raped her, honey.
Just show Jordan. These kids love me.
I am a protector of children.
Yes. These kids love me. Jordan loves me.
So everybody that's connected, they know the truth. You think we have all these folks sitting up in this church?
Let me see the people in the church. How many people in church?
So all these folks gonna sit up in the church and know and still stay here, you alive on the pits of hell.
Man, I need to get me a church, boy. I swear, boy. I'm gonna say all kinds of crazy shit. And y'all gonna pay me still. I need to get me a church.
Boy, cut it out, BMT.
If I get a church, I'm gonna say so much.
We're gonna show a video of my father. He gonna preach today.
I just want to ride him.
And then we going next door and we're gonna have a celebration for my father.
Yep, we do like to eat at the church. We do like doing that and dancing. I will not lie. I do like a good church, 2 or 3 plates.
And I don't know what kind of Reed blood some of these folk got the last name Reed. There's something wrong with them.
Oh, he's calling out his own family. He's calling out his family. Whoa.
He said he ain't with it today.
I'm giving you all that money every time you ask me.
He said, I be sitting y'all. Yo, he's firing back at them.
Okay, I'm about to say, this don't sound like a confession, honey. This sound like something to hold. This sound like something.
This ain't God. This man's doing a clap back.
For graduation, I paid cash and gave it to your child.
Oh, he's talking about his brother and his niece. Oh, snap. Need to watch out. You better not talk about him, bro. He might come after you. This man watching our YouTube channel, bro.
It's a mess.
Hey, Pastor, come on my channel, bro. BMT,
and the
Black
devil
Brother,
get in folks.
Oh, you can come for me too.
Use folk, the devil uses people.
Pastor, if you want to come on BMT, Black Brother 123 @gmail.com. There ain't that many people in your church, bro. Stop.
So if you try to remove me to God, because he the one put me here.
Sweetheart, God didn't put you there.
Nobody got no power but God.
Don't lie on God like that. God did not put you there because, honey, obviously Satan can do the same thing. So
They sent me some stuff about the fella down in Houston running his mouth. And they said, Bishop, and I don't even know these folks.
Damn, notice his view count is going down. What the hell's going on? What's going on, man? What's happening? This kid's crazy.
It's what that reverend really needs. He needs somebody to sit there and cast his own demons out. That's what he needs. And then he can annoy a little girl.
So I don't want y'all to get out the gate. Let me just sprinkle this and move on. But don't let the devil fool you now. And I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife, Jordan.
Show Jordan.
Yes, show Jordan, please. Where's she at?
I'm pretty sure you got it. Wow, a man of God threatening people. When did God miss our threat people on the pulpit? What kind
of can we pause this? First of all, sweetheart, you wouldn't have to worry about anybody saying anything to your wife had you sat there and done your part. So honestly, if you got to sit there and threaten somebody, then let's sit there and keep it 100, sir. You're not only not being a man of God, but you're not really sounding like a whole lot of a man, period.
This is crazy. I ain't never.
Hey, what's up, guys?
The man of God. What's going on, Mike? I hope you everything. Listen, bro. Need around exile. Yo, y'all in the chat, please like the video. This is crazy. I've never seen a pastor threaten people on a pulpit saying, if you walk up to my wife, you gonna see me on the news and shit. It's like he calling out his family.
He said, you better not have anything to say but hallelujah or, praise God or something like that. Boy, bye. This man is so petty. He's acting like a whole female. I mean, I'm trying to be really respectful and not saying he acting like a whole bitch, but he really is, dude. I'm sorry. And please, once again, if I'm crossing the line, please inform me. I will stop immediately. But this man is, I'm sorry, I didn't hear man of God anywhere. I heard a hurt, ego wounded, egotistical person that has a whole lot of control issues that he's not healed from, or he's not even trying to heal from, and he's trying to project them onto somebody else with, oh wait, that's a narcissist. Never mind. I'm hearing a whole narcissist that's sitting here and taking control of the entire situation. So carry on.
Now, okay, so I got my brother Mike up here. Dieter, I don't know what's going on through your mind. Now, Mike, you're a father. You hear a man, he's ushering and raising his new wife in the way
he raised his wife. I said he raised his wife.
Might as well.
Oh my God.
Might as well.
Oh my God.
Might as well have.
Hey.
Oh, hey, bro. I gotta get out.
But you know what, though? I'm gonna take the different route, because it's like this, guys. It's like, true enough, we got a right to our opinions and stuff.
Yes.
But and that's cool. Like everything we said, this man may have the control issues, the narcissistic stuff going on. If he like molested her or something, that's a different story. Okay, if he did that, then he does need to go ahead and go to jail and pay for that and stuff. But it's just off the rip, just because she is a kid, she's 18 years old,
a young lady, yeah.
But in our society, I mean, like I said, in our society, what's the standard of right and wrong? Who's doing that? So we got a lot of stuff, So he up there saying, like he said, I do this good thing, I do that good thing, I do this good thing, I do that good thing. Let me have this, guys. Ain't that what we say? Don't. I'm just saying, like, because we talking about right and wrong here. So it's like, is it up to each person's opinion? Is there some sort of standard? What are we gonna go by? How can we, say this is an evil person just because we don't like it?
So it's
Okay,
fair.
well,
Everybody has a
I
right.
kind of want to answer. I kind of want to rebuttal that a little bit.
No, exile. No, Miss X. I'm gonna call you Miss X. No, Miss X. You cannot say nothing right now. I have my little brother up here. I haven't seen him in a while. I miss him. He hasn't been home. He's always had a spot here. My little homie Ji, shout out to you. You've been doing great things out there. Shout out to your petition. Me and Dee are proud of you, as well as Mike. You've come a long way through the forging of fire. Ji, you say you are very proud of the good pastor, as you dubbed him, and his beautiful wife. Please, Ji, go ahead.
What's up, BMT? Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, perfect. So, respect to you, all hail King BMT. D. Durrell is still a despicable person, in my opinion, with a cape on. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about this man who's done nothing wrong, and because people don't like what he did legally, this man married a legal age woman, and that's all there is to it. All this sitting up here talking about, oh, she's too young, old age. No. She's legal age. She's legal and an adult. All this women mature faster than men seems to go out the window when it's something that people socially don't like. They're trying to put stuff on this man that don't fit this man. All he did was marry somebody they don't like. Anybody saying that he's a this and that, all that stuff, none of that is even relevant. The man did nothing wrong. If her parents, only person that should have something to say, honestly, is her parents. And if her parents allowed it, because he's not doing this in secret, this man is doing this in front of the world. So it doesn't even matter. If her parents are cool with it, then that's what it is. The only people that should have had anything to say is her father and her mother. If they allowed it to go through, or if the woman, even if she went against her parents, whatever, she's grown. She is a grown woman. And we want to act like she's retarded or something, or she's a child. She's not a child. She's not a child. She could legally go and kill somebody and die for this country. She's not a child. People need to stop. They like to call these girls children and stuff and try to make the man seem devious or whatever, when in that own little Bible that they don't like to read, these men were marrying women far younger than her. And then they like to say, oh, it was a different time. No, human beings are human beings. These people are hypocrites that have issues with this man. He didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything wrong. If you think it's wrong, then just don't go to his church or don't support him, whatever. But it happens all the time, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I debate anybody who wants to say differently.
I will set up that debate for you later. You already know Ji has forged his way through the fire. He is the CEO and CFO of Financial Abortion, which he will have his upcoming interview about financial abortion.
That has no funding.
He has his finance. Don't mind these two; they have long history of their mindset. So, Ji, you brought up a good point, and I said that earlier. I said he did do it legally. He did not break the law. He did not break the law. However, I am going to also look at it that he has been with her since she was 14 years old, and also counseled her family into a divorce. So in other words, her family got broke up while he's taking her, a broken family, and adding her to his family.
Listen, even if he knew
wait. You do know what that is, right?
Hold on. That does not mean that anything happened while she was underage. We can't put that on the man. I'm not going to put that on the man, especially no black man, to say that, oh, just because you were around whatever, then that means, oh, you must have done something. Well, no, that's not what that means. There's no evidence to that, period. And I'll never put that on no black man to try to make it seem like he did something that he did not do. Ain't no charges for
When's
that.
the last
And ain't
famous
nothing
case
for
that
that.
we seen? When's the last famous case that we seen a man doing that to a young girl? R. Kelly.
What?
There's certain behaviors there.
Well,
What
not
did
just
R. Kelly marry? Who did R. Kelly marry? And then this happened.
It's not
And what
married.
happened to R. Kelly was wrong. And what happened to R. Kelly was wrong too.
It's the whole
One at a time.
separation of the girl from her family.
One at a time.
That's his wife.
hold on,
That's his
guys.
wife.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I did have a question. As far as the R. Kelly thing, he did get married. He sat there and married his wife whenever she was 14 after the whole Aaliyah thing, but I digress because this is not what we're here for. My question to you, my young sir, is...
That's her. That's Jordan, and that's him. That's
Jordan.
He's got a beautiful wife there. Good for him.
God damn
Sir, can I hold on? Sir, can I please ask my question?
Look at the resentment on her face.
Babe, for real, let me ask my question, please. My question is this. How long have they been married? When did they get married?
I don't know. Don't care. Next question.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
It's irrelevant. Whether they've been married for a day, or whether they've been married since the moment she turned 18, I don't care.
Well, see, here's the thing, sir. And once again, I'm being very respectful. It seeming like you're having some animosity. I'm just here to try to understand. I'm not here to sit there and try to attack you. I'm here to try to understand some of the viewpoints you've had.
Have I attacked her?
No.
BMT knows when I get disrespectful. Don't try to make it seem like I'm being disrespectful.
No, but you do got a smug attitude.
Shut your homosexual sounding ass up. Stop talking to me when I'm talking to her.
Stop.
Got a smug attitude.
Homosexual because another man's calling a man out on his bullshit. Okay.
Stop. Okay.
You sound like a bitch to me.
So does your mom, but you don't hear me complaining.
Okay.
Hey, honey, let's please be respectful. Please.
That was hilarious. You're probably mad because you couldn't knock a bitch prettier than his 19-year-old wife. That's probably why you upset.
That's the wife on
wife, and I'm very grown. Okay, so let's not.
Let's ask the question. Go ahead, ask the question, Ms. X.
Thank you. My question was this: when did they get married? And the only reason that I brought that up is because if she was married less than 4 to 5 months, where her belly shows that she was impregnated, everything you said, as legit as you feel and as passionate, because I feel like it's coming out of passion. Once again, I cannot disagree with you and your passion, sir. But if she were married after there started to be a seed that formed in her womb, regardless of how passionate you are, that is illegal. And honestly, it's not that. Hold on,
She would
sir.
have been 18. How is that illegal? Hold on. She would have been 18. So how is that illegal?
She didn't start having sex at 18, fool.
Once again,
what are you talking about? She's 19 now, you idiot. That means that if she's pregnant, say she's 4 months pregnant. Say she's 4 months pregnant. She was having sex at 18. You're an idiot, D. Durrell. You are
okay. They married when she was 18. Hold on. They married when she was 18. When did they build this relationship towards marriage? When did they build this relationship towards her 18-year-old marriage?
Let me break this down for this idiot, D. Durrell. She's 19 now. Even if she's 4 months pregnant, she was 18 when they were having sex.
Abortion. That's not even fucking funded.
Hold on, you idiot. Let's do the simple math. Let's say she's 19 right now. So let's say she's 4 months pregnant. Let's say she's 4 months pregnant. That means they were having sex when she's 18. You don't have any evidence of anything. You just conjecture.
Listen to me.
Listen, all this conjecture and all this projection.
At 18 years
wait. I don't care when she started having sex. You can't prove that this man was sleeping with her while she was underage, and that's what y'all trying to do. You're trying to throw rocks at this man with no evidence.
Brother, listen to me. Do you think she just hopped and got a ring on it because you're an idiot? Having sex.
I'm not listening to you because you're an idiot. I'm saying this man is having sex with his legal age wife.
Answer the question.
With his legal age wife.
I didn't ask
with
you the
his
question of
legal
legalities. I'm asking you,
age.
do you
Well, I don't
think
care what you
she
ask me,
began having
Darrell.
sex at 18?
I have zero cares what you ask me
No.
with your
Well, then
bitch ass.
you have no
What
relevance
I'm
to be
telling
talking.
you
Then
is
you have
You
no
gotta
this
wait.
man
relevance. You have no
had
relevance to be
no
talking.
illegal acts
You have
that
no
took place.
relevance.
He was
You have no
dealing with an
relevance. You have no
adult. He was
credibility
dealing
and
with an
no
adult,
relevance.
and he married an adult. That's all that
You
Are
is.
have
you
no
grooming
He was
relevance.
children? Is
dealing
this
with
why
an
you're
adult,
defending the
and
grooming of
he
children?
married an adult. You said what? What about children?
I said, are you
What
grooming
you say?
children? Is that why you're sitting here defending the grooming of children? Because for them to get married when she was 18, it takes building a relationship to move towards marriage. So what age was she when they was building towards this relationship of marriage?
Now,
Number one, you said that it takes. Go ahead, BMT.
okay, so let me just get out these things before y'all continue on. Y'all, I listen.
I know
let's
you
have
want
a
to be a
discussion.
contrarian so bad, but you don't have to sound foolish in the
So
process.
hold on, wait, hold on. So this response video that he dropped was made March 2022. What day is it right now? Could you tell me what day is it? It is
That was 3 days ago.
okay, so that was 3 days ago. Thank you. Okay, now in that the niece gave her take right 2 days before his response about what's happening. So in other words, they're doing the family. Hey, we got our feelings. Reed is giving his feelings with him and his wife. His wife is on the right hand side of him, so she supports him.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing about this, now we're throwing this out here, okay? So they have a school, okay? The church has a school.
Okay.
She was a student of the school. Okay. She was a student of the school.
Honey, I gotta drop out because I actually have another engagement.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Bye.
And so she was a student of the school. Mike, are you here to make that way I get everything out? She was a student of the school.
Yeah, I'm here.
And pretty much he was the dean. So he had access to counseling her and everything else. Now, he was the role of pastor, school dean, and counselor that gained the role to Jordan, as well as pretty much, I guess the mother doesn't support it. The father, he went along with it, but along this, a lot of things happened that we don't know about.
Wait, the father did what? The father went along with it?
The father actually walked her up the aisle.
Okay, so what's the problem?
I'm just reporting on the reaction of this. I don't support it. Some people do support it.
I'm talking about them. These dudes that are against it. Why? What's the problem? Her father walked her down the aisle. Do you think you know better for her than her father? Let me ask that. Do you think you know better for her than her father? Yes or no?
You don't know his
and then
father.
go into your
I think her father probably did it for some kind of position.
Say yes or no, and then go into your little diatribe.
Do you know
what's better for her than her child?
Father knows or don't know? You don't know the value system of the father.
Do you know? Do you think you know better for her than her father? That's a yes or no. And see, people in the audience notice they can't answer that question because they sit here. They're just mad.
I think he has poor parenting skills. Yes, I don't think he knew what was best for his daughter.
They're just hating on this man, and here's what it comes down to. Here's what people like
hating
them
on him.
do.
Hating on what? What is that?
They want to. You're hating on the fact that he has a 19-year-old wife.
An 80-year-old man marrying
this is what they want to do. They want to make it so that if you don't move the way they think you should move, they're gonna try to make it seem like what you're doing is weird. Don't fall for this trap.
Wouldn't that apply to
fall
financial
for this
abortion? You don't move the way somebody
agenda.
wants you to move, and so you decide whether or not
Don't
you should pay
fall
for it or not.
this. Let's let that same logic apply to financial liberal abortion. Agenda.
You don't want me to move the way
when this person is doing something perfectly legal, and even her father walking her down. So what they're trying to tell you, they want to bring the world to a point where even if you're a father and you know what's best for your child, they want to be able to overrule you in this bullshit court of public opinion, and try to make you seem like a villain or something. They're full of shit. The man did nothing illegal. The man did nothing wrong. And they're trying to throw a black man.
Observation, they did the same shit when they was pushing a homosexual agenda. Now they're doing the same shit to push this pedophile agenda. And you're fucking falling for it, sir.
Let's take it right there. You just said pedophile. Pedophilia is attraction to underage children. That's what this man just said.
They're slowly
and see who
moving
all
the
won.
age.
You
They're
see how they
slowly
lie.
moving.
You see
Hold
how
on.
they
They're
lie.
slowly
No,
moving
hold
your
on.
mind
You see
frame
how this
on the
man
age.
just
Ji,
lied.
Ji,
Hold on.
I
Be
know, I
quiet.
know
Be
you
quiet.
want to troll, Ji,
This is how
but
this man
sometimes
just
you
lied.
gotta let those
He
words.
just tried
Ji,
to
are you
equate,
really serious?
and people
Hey,
in the audience,
BMT,
this is
Are you
important
really
because y'all
serious,
need to
Ji?
notice
yeah,
this. Y'all need to
how
notice this,
old is
people
he?
in the
Are
audience.
you
This
really
man
serious?
tried to equate.
Y'all calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, y'all. Nobody can hear y'all. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. Y'all, I'm gonna unmute y'all, but y'all calm
This
down. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead,
let
Mike.
me
Go
let me
ahead.
get this before you
BMT,
say,
how
because
old
this
is the
man tried to
pastor? How
equate
old is
a
the pastor?
legal.
Ji, have some discipline, brother.
You
You know
have
what
some
I'm saying?
discipline.
You're invalidating your point because you're
I'm
acting
not invalidating
emotional.
my point. You're being
You
emotional.
actually
This
have
man just lied.
you have
This
a
man just
good point.
lied.
You have a
Blatant.
good point,
No,
but
I
you're
don't
looking
need
like a
your help
damn
with my
fool.
point.
You're looking like a
You are
damn
a
fool. It's
fool.
not your
This is
point.
what it is. This man just
Okay,
called this
so
man a pedophile, and even though he wasn't dealing with children,
the
they don't
bottom
understand what
line
words
is,
mean.
You're
No, I
You're
didn't
looking
speaking
call
on
that
a
man
black
a
man.
pedophile. I said this
Yes,
man's
you did.
story is
You
a
just
part of the
said.
pedophile agenda
You
to
just,
get. Hold on,
and
hear
this
what
is
I'm
what they're
saying.
trying to do.
Instead of interrupting,
I
listen.
heard what you
They're
said.
trying to
I
make
heard
the
what you said
age
when
of
you said it.
consent and what's okay between the age span okay, and that age limit is dropping further and further over time. It is an agenda, whether you see it
This
or
girl is
not.
19. This girl is
yeah.
19.
BMT,
It,
how old
it
is
has
the
nothing. There
pastor?
was no
How old
reason
is
to
that
even mention
pastor?
that. The pastor's
How old is
63,
that pastor?
and this girl, the pastor's
Okay,
63,
so the
and this
pastor's
dude that just
63.
did this thing, he's trying to link it to
Has
pedophilia for
he
an
ever been
emotional
married?
response. It
Has
doesn't
he ever
matter. I
been
don't care if he's
married?
been married. I
No,
don't
no.
care if he's
Okay,
been
well then
married
shut up. I'm
37
asking,
times.
has he ever been married? I'm not.
You
Then don't
shut your
answer my
dumb ass up.
question.
Why don't you go
Don't
Google it?
answer my
Why don't you go
question.
Google it with your slow ass?
Emotional one,
Why
emotional
don't you
one.
go Google it?
Who?
Because you're an
Hey,
idiot.
BMT.
You're up here asking a million questions. How about you go read the
Has the
story,
pastor
and when you
ever
know
been
what's going
married?
on, we can come back.
Has the pastor ever
Because you're
been
an
married?
idiot.
BMT.
You are an
BMT.
idiot.
Can you hear me?
You don't even know
Hey,
what's going
BMT.
on. It has nothing to do with
BMT.
anything. Listen to
Yeah.
this
So
liberal
anyway,
agenda at work. This is what these
if this
liberals want to
pastor,
do to y'all. This is how they want to
listen,
destroy and control
listen.
you. They want you to do
So
what
the
only
bottom
they think
line
is
is,
acceptable. It's
unfortunately, we have a
wickedness.
child. Unfortunately, we have a child on the panel who doesn't no understand how to
Look at
have a
how they
decent
can't stop
conversation.
mentioning children. Pay attention
Unfortunately,
to how they can't stop mentioning
unfortunately,
children, people.
unfortunately,
Pay attention to that.
I happen to actually agree with some of what this child is talking about. So I am going to try to speak to
They
it in
can't
a more
stop mentioning
intelligent
children.
manner
Children stay on their
because
mind incessantly
this guy
because they
Ji
crave them.
is unfortunately he's not a good representative of this point.
This
The
guy
point
is craving children. He's
the
talking
point
about children. They
is
can't stop talking about children. They're
the
obsessed
point
with them.
is
Notice that.
the
Notice the
point
agenda. They're obsessed with children.
the point that I want to make is this is this pastor, if he is, like I said, if he hasn't done anything illegal, we do have the right to say that we don't like it. It's abnormal. We could say what we want to say about it.
Morally
We have the
wrong.
right to our opinions. Yeah, you can say
Morals are
that. You
subjective.
have the right
No,
to
no,
say that.
morals is
You
subjective.
have the
Who
right to
has the right
say
to say
that.
what's moral and what's
You have the
unmoral?
right
Who
to
has that
say
right?
that. I do. I
Who
do.
has that right? No, you
Everyone
don't.
on this panel has the right to say that. Now, the point is the laws that were put out by this country have a standard. This is what I'm saying. We have to go by the standard of the law. You see what I'm saying? And so right now, and we have a lot of immorality going on in this country right now. So, we can judge it. We have, personal opinions about these
Who are y'all to
immoralities.
judge what's
Bottom
moral and
line
what's
is
unmoral?
we all are. We all are. It's a norm. It's a thing called a
It's
norm.
subjective.
Okay. So the
It's
bottom line,
subjective.
yeah, and
No,
that's
because
what
a
humans
norm in
are.
your house
We
is not
get
a
to
norm in
have that.
another
We
house.
get to
It's
have
subjective from
subjective
person to
points,
person.
and that's fine. We get to have those. Okay. So that's
That's
the
what I
bottom
said.
line with being human. So the point is though, that's all I'm saying is the standard of this country and of this nation. If this man hasn't done anything actually illegal, if
He
the
hasn't.
people that go to that church don't like it, they should leave it. But what I'm saying is, we can say that we don't like it, but the point is the standard of morality, in this nation, he hasn't done anything actually incorrect. And that,
And that's the
unfortunately,
only
I happen to
smart thing
believe
that you've
with,
ever said
I
all
have
day.
to, I happen to believe, agree with this childish individual, who's
They keep mentioning
been
children.
putting all
They
this
keep mentioning
individual
children,
who's
guys.
been putting I mean, this is a guy here who's been putting a lot of effort behind a pointless cause for years. So you can't reason with
Well,
someone
thank you.
like that. So anyway,
Well, thank you for attacking the cause and for saying that you don't believe in it. That's
yeah,
perfectly fine. A lot of people felt the
your
same
cause is
way.
actually
A lot of people
pointless.
felt the
It's actually
same way
pointless.
about
It
civil
is
rights. A lot
pointless.
of people felt the same way about freeing slaves. A lot of people felt the
Your
same
cause
way.
is
They called it
your
pointless.
cause is
They called it the
pathetic.
same thing. They said the
Dude, you
same
have a
thing. They said the
pathetic
same
cause.
thing about Jim Crow. They said the
Financial
same thing about it.
abortionists
So
with
I'm glad that
children.
you shared that. I'm
So
glad you shared that
yeah,
view because many
irresponsible
racist people
men
said the same
that
thing
would agree
about
with you.
black rights.
Yeah,
So I'm glad
But
you said that. So the same thing
according to
about
you,
civil
those
rights.
rights would be subjective, according
but
to
let me
your
say
opinions.
let me get this off because I gotta
Do
go.
you hold your nose when you talk? What is wrong with
No,
you?
no, hang on. So I would I will set up a discussion with Ji on the moral compass of, is it better for these young girls to marry to Dwight Reed? Was he consciously and morally right, or is he ethically wrong? I'm going to have Ji come up and have the discussion, and we can go from there. I have my stake about it. I don't, but other than that, Ji does have it. He has his ground stance. I understand a lot of y'all are hitting it from fathers. Ji is coming at it from the legal, and also say, hey, better for her to have a husband than nothing. I'm I'm just looking at everything. He didn't break the law. Everybody, even down to his niece, who is an attorney, said he legally did not break the law. Even I work with law enforcement. I'm telling you, he didn't break the law. Trust me, we all would have been on his ass a long time ago. He didn't break the law. So there's nobody in hurt, harm, or danger. Nobody's being killed. Um, like I said, we don't fully know that she's pregnant. We know from what the family has already told us that the woman is pregnant. Jordan is pregnant. So we will find out. Everything will come to light. So I'm gonna email Ji. I will talk to Exile. Make sure you email me, bro, or make sure you call me. I'm sure y'all have my phone. Make sure y'all call me, Mike. You got my phone number.
Nah, you were supposed to call me. You have my phone number, bro.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna show you. Some of y'all wonder why I didn't get in touch with y'all. There you go. This phone. That is my phone. I had to go get a whole new phone. That happened.
Do you got a Discord, bro?
Discord? Nah, I don't have a Discord. I don't have.
All right, we'll figure out a way to exchange information.
I be getting mad because Mike be hitting me up, and by the time I see it, I'm like, God damn it! And I don't be ignoring you, Mike.
I'll be on Facebook. It's all good though.
So other than that, Ji, I'm gonna hit you up, email you. Me and Deidre will have a discussion about this, about where's the church going with this now. And honestly, this is a new play. Ji, I know he has a stake, and Ji is going to tackle this from his own thing. I do hope you do set up a debate about this. Actually, I know the perfect person. I'm going to try to holler at a special guest to debate Ji about this, and see how it goes from there about this. So we're going to see you guys. Ji, you said you want to debate.
All right, peace out, guys.
Okay, so I'll
If anybody actually wants to debate it, yeah, I'll debate anybody that wants to actually debate it.
Okay.
But if nobody wants to,
You don't know how to debate.
But
Anytime
Jay,
somebody doesn't
Jay,
see your
you
point
don't
of
know,
view,
you
you just
don't even know
throw
how to debate.
insults.
I've debated several times on the Prophet of Thought. I'm in the league. Thank you very much.
Are
I
you
know how to
Are you
debate.
considering that
This is not a debate.
The League of
proper
what?
measurement of
Morons?
debate skills? Are you serious?
Yes, I do consider that
Where
the league. I
people
know that
actually,
y'all don't
where a
respect.
ton of incels that think just like you? Are you serious?
Wow, a ton of incels. And there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is,
Yeah.
Super Kate with the vibranium
The
cape of
Yeah,
wonder.
look at that. Super,
With all this
There it
nonsense.
is, ladies and gentlemen, the
Yeah.
truth.
It hurts.
Okay.
I know it hurts.
All right. Says this simping guy that's making music videos trying to uplift women that don't even care about them and that roast them. Okay, but we're the incels.
But if this panel was a poll, if this panel was a poll, it would say that opinion was accurate.
Oh, okay.
You can't
if this was a
solidify
fifth, we'd
one
all be
date.
drunk, right?
I'm married, but
If
you can't
this was a
solidify
fifth,
one date. You still crying about child support. I ain't never been put on child support.
Shut up when somebody's talking. Claims he can.
Okay.
Now you acting like a child right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Get a date.
Notice,
Get a
audience,
date
how they
first.
keep mentioning
Get a
children.
date. Get a
Notice how they
date
keep
This
first,
is
and then
mentioning
we
how
can
children.
talk.
They can't
observation is
stop
key. I
themselves.
can tell who the
They
single
can't
guy
stop
on the
themselves.
panel is.
I'm
They
going to see
can't
you guys
stop
later.
Get a date
themselves.
first, and then we can talk.
I'm gonna see you guys
Hey,
later.
peace to
I
you,
appreciate it.
BMT. Respect to
Peace
you,
to you.
brother.
Peace to you,
All right,
and thank
man.
you guys.
BMT, I'm out too, man.
Thank you, D. Darrell. Thank you, Exile. I love you guys. Thank you for everyone who came in the chat supporting us. We'll see you guys later. Peace. Y'all have a good day. I have to go get to my